that girl's good.
I would think so.
1 year into this pandemic, the story at Davison is completely different than what was expected. The virus wasn't going away. In fact, the numbers were almost the worst we have ever seen. The quarantine list spiked to 206 students in the high school and 20 active cases. Many classes were left deserted. In many cases, only a handful of students were left. But face-to-face instruction rolled on anyway. And quarantined students worked online when possible. Spikes were being seen across the entire state due to restrictions getting lifted. And here at the high school, eager students spread the virus at parties and headed off to spring break.
People are going to do what they want to do. You know, we do our best to give them all of the information, put the warnings out there. And you know, people have to live their lives, and they're going to make their decisions based on what's best for them and their families. And we'll be here when they get back, regardless of how that works out.
By the end of March, Michigan had the worst COVID rates in the country. And for the first time, K-12 students were the biggest source of outbreaks in the state. More than nursing homes and restaurants combined, with many of the cases coming from sports teams. Over 100 basketball teams decided to opt out of the MHSAA playoffs due to COVID concerns. Over the past 13 months alone, Davison has had to face the toughest challenge it has ever faced. And despite a global pandemic filled with so many starts and stops and life changes, students were still able to come to school, see their friends, play for championships, get out of the house, and learn. But it's not over. As cases rise and another school year comes to a close, things have come full circle.
I know Michiganders have made extraordinary sacrifices over the past year, and I want to get back to normal as much as everyone else. I'm tired of this, and that's why I'm calling on high schools to voluntarily go remote for 2 weeks past spring break. I'm calling on youth sports to voluntarily suspend games and practices for 2 weeks. And I'm strongly encouraging all Michiganders to avoid dining indoors and avoid gathering with friends indoors for 2 weeks.
The governor strongly recommended another shutdown, but most schools, including Davison, remained open. After all the struggle, changes, and uncertainty, the pandemic is still here. Schools may close, departments are overwhelmed, seniors are left wondering about graduation, and sports are still being canceled.